Hello princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have the pleasure of talking about a cute little new release from Artist Couture. This is the Artist Couture Mini Nude Supreme, also known as the Quickie. It is an 8-shade palette that is kind of an homage and a riff, a travel size version of the brand Artist Couture's best-selling Supreme Nudes palette, which is often sold out wherever it is available. It goes very quickly. The Supreme Nudes larger palette, which was 12 shades, has been a bestseller and is kind of iconic for the brand. So it is no wonder that they do this little riff on it. This particular Quickie version has 8 different shades for $30, 4 of which are repeats from the first larger 12-pan Supreme Nudes, and we have 4 new shades here. We're going to go over all of that information. We're going to do a demo, look at this in 2 different lights and swatches in 2 different lights, and I'm going to give you my opinion, which I hope validates your own opinion that you might be forming on this palette. It's nice to see them do this because I do know that that Artist Couture has been hit and miss with a lot of their eyeshadows. I think I will tell you in advance, I think this one is a hit, but I'll give you a little bit more of my thoughts a little bit later. It is really nice when I can speak to some of you before I film, because you can sometimes give me some information that you want. And I was speaking to Makeup Crazy over on Instagram, and she said a lot of her followers sometimes question the price to product ratio with Artist Couture, and she was wondering if I can look into that a little bit for you guys. I'm quite happy to do that. So each shade of these 8 are 0.02 ounces, which works out to about $3.75 a pan. If we look at something like Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam, those were also 0.02 ounces and worked out to be about $3.21 a pan. The Natasha Denona Mini worked out to be about $5 a pan, but there's only 5 shades there. And the Diva Lights by Charlotte Tilbury, though there's only 4 shades, works out to about $13.25 per pan. So with 8 in here, you're getting it at about $3.75 a pan. And for the high-end but not luxury makeup, that's not bad. It's really, really not bad. Let me give you a nice look at this here inside of the palette in the pans. Let me back up so there's no funny lighting on it. Really pretty. We got cool shades and warm shades, which I really, really like. And let me show you what's new here. So we have a few. We have Undressed is new. Let me make sure I'm pointing at the right thing. Yes, Undressed right here. This shade that my finger is on is a brand new shade. Iconic, this golden shade right here is new. Sorry to pull that away. I want to make sure I have my finger on it, but I'll remove it. That is Iconic. That is new. Brilliance right here is a kind of pink metallic shade. That is new. And then we have Supreme 2.0. Which you'll see better in swatches, especially in natural light. There is a Supreme shade in the first, but this is Supreme 2.0, leaving us 4 new shades and 4 repeat shades, but the repeats work very, very well with the new ones. Let's take a look at this in 2 different lightings. First, we have the swatch here on my arm in studio lighting. So take a look at that there, all 8 shades. Very, very beautiful. And again, 4 new and 4 repeat. The repeats kind of are curated to work well with the new, though, actually. They kind of highlight it and make it a really nice collection. And let's now look outside in the warm California sunshine. Take a look at these on my arm in the sunlight. I just think that's a better representation often of color. It's hard to get things perfectly color correct when you're looking at a screen. Between my screen and your screen, that's a tough thing. So sometimes sunlight just gives it a little bit of a better look. These sure are pretty, aren't they? I want to go to me trying some of these on, and I'm going to try on all 4 of the new shades and talk to you about how they perform. I will say that the pressed powder shades are very much like you would expect a good powder to perform. Very finely milled, easy to work with, not a lot of kick up or dust or anything like that. We get more of the creaminess in the metallic shades, which I think actually perform really, really well. So let's take a look at that right now. Stay right there. Okay, let's get started. And I want to be sure to really try to incorporate those new shades that are in there for you guys to take a look at in case you are, and if you're watching this video, I bet you are, an owner of the original palette. So let's start with Nudist, which is this shade right here. This is not one of the new shades in the palette. And I'm just going to kind of quickly set my eyes with this powder. The powders here are very powdery and not in a bad way. They blend beautifully. They are just kind of a traditional powder eyeshadow. And these kind of glittery shades get a little bit creamier, which I am fine with. Okay, so now that that's set, I'm going to actually just keep the same one. And let's look here at Undressed. Undressed is one of our brand new shades, and this is the second shade right down here. And I'm just going to kind of put that into, just in circular motions, up and into the crease. Bear with me here. And I love that really just kind of neutral, as this is a nude palette, that just kind of neutral look that just makes you feel like you cannot make a mistake. And I'm going to take a smaller, rougher brush here and take the same shade Undressed and just run it underneath the eyelids. And I don't even have to do it very carefully because it is an extremely neutral shade. Okay. Let's see. We have Brilliance, we have Iconic that are new, that are both, and of course Supreme 2.0, which are very kind of, you know, shimmery shades. So maybe we'll just go right into that, shall we? Let's just do that. Let's take Supreme 2.0 right here, this shade right here, which is really quite dark and you can almost line with, but I'm just going to kind of apply it here just to the outside of the eye and just get that little smoky nude look going, which I think actually is quite pretty. If I were to press this on with my fingers, I think I'd get a little bit even more of the sparkle. I'm not getting any fallout by applying it with the brush though, which is a good thing. But I think if I were to press it on with fingers, which is not exactly what I'm going for in the corner here, but if I were to, I think I would get a little bit more of that kind of metallic glittery look. I want to take, I'm trying to use, as I said, all of the new shades. Let's take Brilliance, which is right here in the palette, and just put that just in the kind of, you know, center corner, inner corner, how about that, inner corner, what if I speak properly, the inner corner of my eye, and maybe a little bit even, just a teeny bit underneath the brow, just so we can kind of use that. It's just very subtle and pretty. And then Iconic, which is our third from the top row, this beautiful golden shade, I want to try to incorporate that right here on the lid. I'm just trying to work with those new shades, and I think they really do blend so beautifully together. Look at that. Look at how the Iconic blends into the Supreme 2.0 in a really kind of pretty, continuous kind of spectrum of color. Again, not having any sort of fallout issues. And I'm getting more of that foiled look because this time I pressed it on with my fingers. And I'm going to take Iconic with this rougher number 2, and I'm going to run it a little bit under the eyes as well, just to get a little bit more of that kind of holiday type glitter in there. And even use a little bit of the brush. What a pretty, pretty look. It needs a little bit of mascara and eyeliner. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and let me show you a little bit of what I've done just by adding in a little mascara and some eyeliner. Look how well that kind of golden shade blends into the Supreme 2.0. Rather than becoming muddy, they just become kind of a continuum of color. I'm very, very pleased with this palette. Depending upon when you are seeing this video, that kind of little surprise extra Sephora sale is still on, so you can get some money off of this $30 palette. I think this will or should do well for the brand as a kind of travel-sized Supreme Nudes. There's no doubt that the Supreme Nudes palette did really well. It was really a bestseller for Artist Couture, and this little quickie mini size is no different. I enjoy the curation, the 4 shades that were brought in from the Supreme Nudes. And on this eye look, as you know, because you were here with me, I incorporated all 4 of the new shades into a look that I'm really enjoying. And I also used, a little bit of the shades from the previous palette. I like the curation of this and the addition. I think the shades perform really, really well. Again, the pressed powder shades are very powdery, but they do not kick up in the pan. They just perform like a really nice blending powder. And I found these kind of metallic shimmer shades to be very easy to use, very sparkly when you want them to be pressed on with a finger, but they do not seem to have a lot of fallout or anything like that when you put them on with a brush, which for me is ideal. I like a good neutral palette. I think this really is a good neutral, following in the footsteps of the original Supreme Nudes. See if you can get it on sale. That's even better. But for $30 to have a really reliable, nice hard case, so this would travel really, really well. It is an all-around good buy, B-U-Y, from me if you want my opinion, and I hope that you do. I think it's a super, super good one. Let me know if you are interested for a neutral eye look. I am very, very pleased with it. I think it's really interesting and fun. That's my opinion. Let me know if you are getting it and what you think of the brand Artist Couture, because I would sure love to know. So do leave your comments below, PRINTcesses, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it along with me. I sure hope you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel so that I can see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.